12 to go, and they come to the line. Chris?
Well, Grant Keselowski right where he wants to be. It's been fun listening to his spotter, Joey Meyer, all day. He's been saying energy constantly about the different lanes behind him. The team has been keeping
Castle
tabs.
got turned and saves it. Martin Truex turned Landon Castle going into turn 1.
Wow.
And they all got away with it. Sorry, Chris, go ahead.
Wow. That boy's in.
Whoa, they're not done yet.
That was wild. Castle was trying to come down to the inside. He had enough room to do just that. And I think Martin got in the back of him. Watch this wild ride.
Yeah, remember Truex's car's got a lot of damage on it.
Yeah, he just turns
right
down.
there. Yeah, that's
just wasn't quite clear of Truex.
He tried to force his way in right there, but there just wasn't quite enough room.
But yeah, but with this few laps left, that's what you have to do. You don't have a choice. You got to get the momentum. You got to take advantage of it. That's why we see big wrecks here in the closing laps of these races. But that was one that we're fortunate didn't happen.
Now that took Martin Truex out of the lead draft. Fords at the front, Keselowski and Bain, the Toyota of Kyle Busch, the Chevys of Kurt Busch and Jamie McMurray. And when they come back, it'll be 10 laps to go.
Well, it's about time for a Larry Mack trend. The last 10 spring races, the average lap, the last caution came out was lap 182, 6 to go, and 4 times in those last 10 spring races, 4 overtimes.
Wow.
Well, they're trying to live up to your averages, my friend. I can tell you that.
And the new overtime rules mean unlimited attempts to get to the overtime line after what should be the final restart.
Boy, that Keselowski, he is impressing the heck out of me with this, the way he's controlling this race and controlling this field.
Yeah, he did an awesome job of it earlier in the race, doing an awesome job again here today, or here late in the race.
So if you're Trevor Bayne, do you have something for him, or are you willing to settle for second?
Well, I mean,
if I'm Trevor Bayne, I'm going for
nobody
it, baby.
wants
Whatever
to settle
takes.
for anything. It's just how do you get the run and how do you not make that move that you make turn into a 20th place finish?
Yeah, but Trevor Bayne, he just needs a win, and it'd be great. He's got a fast car. Go for it.
Oh, he's going to go for it.
Behind them, the Busch brothers side by side. Kyle to the inside. Kurt to the outside in the 41. Then Kenseth and McMurray. Logano in the 22.
Woo.
Working his way back up. Here's Ryan Blaney right alongside him.
He's right behind Matt Kenseth again. Blaney or Logano is. Whew, this guy got me tore up.
David Gilliland gives Logano a little help there. And there's Clint Boyer in the 15. Michael McDowell holds tough in the 95. And Danica
22 in the 20.
That's what I'm saying. Watch that those two little cars right there.
Danica, I've seen she's been real aggressive, doing a lot of pushing. You see steam coming out.
8 laps to go.
Don't worry about it now.
Yeah, 8 laps to go. Who cares?
She'll last 8 more laps. I tell you, it's amazing. You give a guy a shot and he shoots him forward.
Oh boy, Stanley Steamer.
Whoa, there's
and around she goes
there we go.
into Kenseth.
Man. Oh gosh.
Up in the air and into the wall hard.
Man, Kenseth.
Man, I thought he was going to catch the catch fence back there. The way it landed was.
I am not believing that.
He's fine, boy. He got the window net down right away out of frustration. The 4 car, Harvick.
Danica climbs out. Radio cord gets disconnected. Oh boy.
I mean, you just knew it was coming. You saw everybody pushing and shoving, and the cars slipping and sliding around.
I think Matt said, just give me a push.
Matt was 6th. And Danica walking over.
Well, you know why?
Yes.
She doesn't want to go.
She knows that you can get fined if you go out on the racetrack. She's going all the way over against the wall, and I'm not sure. She's shaking up a little bit, I think.
Matt climbs from his car. He's okay. A couple of hard hits there.
Man, wow. I'm telling you, and
I was just so worried when I saw Matt's car get up in the air and just carrying towards that inside fence. I'm so glad it sat down when it did.
Yes.
Oh, me. flip those cars over, roll them down through there, tumble, hit the wall, and then get out and get in.
I think this is going to be similar. Her car hit the right rear and turned that car around the opposite direction that we're used to seeing, and that's what gets them upside down.
She's right in the middle, the fifth car back.
I think somebody makes contact with. McDowell got her in the left rear.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
no, she hit him in the right front. And when that happened, just got air underneath the car.
Is anybody left in this race?
Let's watch from the Goodyear aerial coverage, and you'll see several things happen here as Kenseth's car comes back down to earth.
I can tell you, a lot of teams are going to be freezing those shots to look underneath this car when they leave here.
No, I saw that.
It's not often you get to see what's underneath them.
Right behind the red 21, there's the three of them. Whoosh.
You realize how powerful the wind is in that situation. To be able to take a car of this weight, what's 3,400 pounds around approximately, and just pick it up in the air like it's a piece of paper.
There's McDowell into the 43 of Eric Almirola.
Look at that
and
thing.
Up goes Kenseth.
It's like a feather. What a mercy.
Now, right in front of Danica when that began to unfold was Ryan Blaney.
So 2 back to the top. Top's got to run. 1 back. Half back top. Half back. Half back top. Half back. Half back. Outside.
And next we're going to ride with Eric Almirola.
He takes a big shot. Big shot.
Oh. So nobody in front. Spinning in front of you. We got it, guys. We got it.
Oh, 22 coming back.
Yeah. Kevin Harvick ended up in the grass on this one.
You're all the way up, you want. Very low, right in front of you. Keep digging, keep digging, keep digging, keep digging, keep digging. Stay high, stay high.
Looks like Danica came back and made contact with him and put him into the grass.
Well, let's go out to Terry Ford's camera position. We call him Turtle, and hopefully he got everything pulled in when they started heading for him.
I guess it wasn't Danica. They got the Force. Another car that maybe had some silver on it.
Bobby Labonte, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
There are 6 laps to go, and there's Turtle. Terry still at his position inside the back straightaway. There's his shot of Matt Kenseth's car being towed away. They'll hook up Eric Almirola's and Danica Patrick's next.
Where's the tooth fairy when you need? Is it a him or a her?
Depends.
Tooth fairy.
Depends. Going to be 5 laps to go. They're going to give them 1 to go. Give us a chance to listen to a little Talladega radio remix.
We didn't come here to ride around. We come here to win, okay? Make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Come on with the head of steam. Watch him in your mirror.
I was in the right place where I was supposed to be. Right up.
Hold the brake, buddy. Hold the brake. Damn it. You okay? Yeah. Just lost it.
What happened?
Pushed me right into the damn 55. Holy. I think he got hit from behind, and then I done seen him start rolling.
An unbelievable day
Unbelievable.
at Talladega.
This guy right here, Matt Kenseth, just cannot catch a break. He has performed so well this year.
I've been coming here for a lot of years. I don't think I ever saw it so wild and crazy as it is today. Just guys running into each other. We're going to go back racing. We're going to try to finish this thing. Might as well have an overtime.
Well, not yet. They're going to take the green flag with 4 laps to go.
Yeah, that's what I say. We're going to maybe have an overtime. It's going to get crazy.
A lot of damaged cars out there, pieced back together.
Oh, me.
And we are still showing at least 16 cars on the lead lap, and then Pace car working turn 3. Still cars being loaded. That's Almirola. It would be easier to list the cars that have not been involved in a crash here. And it's going to take another lap of caution before we get back to green.
My brother's running 11th. Let's see what he's got to say about that. Hey, Mike, it's DW. You got me, buddy?
You got it, brother. How y'all doing up there? This is pretty crazy out here.
I've never seen anything like it, buddy. You're running 11th. What do you think? You could probably win this thing.
Well, I'm just going to try to hit every open hole, but man, it's crazy. I've never seen driving like this. Bill Elliott asked me before the race that I feel like I was getting out of the electric chair to go have some fun. And wow, it's just been a nutty day. Led the race a bit, thought I had a fast car. The guy behind me ran me over once. Hope he don't decide to do that again. D-Dub, I'm just trying to pay the rent at the apartment over the pizza joint out here. I'm racing for a living.
Well, I just hope you haven't peaked yet. You got about 5 or 6 laps to go here. Put the pedal to the metal, brother.
We're in Talladega. I'm going to be Ricky Bobby. I'm going to go.
Oh, goodness. All right, 4 to go now. Matt Kenseth has been released from the care center. Chris?
Well, tough season for Matt Kenseth. Just can't seem to get some momentum on your side. You led 39 laps today. That was a wild ride there. What happened?
Yeah, we had a good car. I'm not really sure. The first thing that happened is the 22 ran me off the racetrack, and that got us way behind. So I thought we were done with that, but maybe we aren't. So he ran me off the track, and then honestly, I was just going straight here and just got ran into, and then you're just hanging on.
Thanks, Matt.
Good to hear that Kenseth is okay.
And you know, after watching that replay, I realized why Danica came over there and bent over. She took a heavy hit.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
she
That's
did.
a big impact. I'm sure that probably knocked the wind out of her.
Yes, sir.
So here we are with 18 cars on the lead lap at least. We'll check scoring as they continue to cycle around and come out of the pits. You have a couple of good favorites up front. Brad Keselowski and Kurt Busch. You have some wild cards. Trevor Bayne, Jamie McMurray, rookie Ryan Blaney, and then some proven quantities. Kyle Busch and Clint Boyer, Gilliland, Chase Elliott. Anybody can win this.
Yeah, but the real question is, are we going to see another big incident? I don't think we're done yet.
I don't either. I don't think we are either. I mean, you got Keselowski up there, you got Bayne up there, McMurray. We know he's aggressive. At 21, I mean, we got a lot of cars up here. Kyle Busch. It ain't over.
No. You don't think we're done with cautions?
I don't think so. I'm looking for overtime.
Well, I know we're not done with aggressive driving, and that's what brings out these cautions.
Now, this will not be an overtime attempt. This restart will come with 3 laps to go. Keselowski's Ford, Kurt Busch in a Chevrolet, Trevor Bayne in a Ford, McMurray's Chevy, Ryan Blaney's Ford, 3 Fords, 4 Fords lined up on the inside with Gilliland. Then Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer. We're pushing before the green flag even waves. Restart, green flag.
That's pretty interesting. Keselowski's the leader. He took the outside this time.
I think he likes his options out there. He can block. He can get to the inside.
I would have wanted that 6 push me, because that 6 is pretty smart. There's contact.
Unfortunately, that push from the 1 car didn't work.
I didn't like that strategy.
Kurt Busch is in a great position now. He's seen everybody else out there, like the 2, the 6, be able to block that lead from the front. Now he's in that position.
Oh, boy.
2.5 to go. Don't touch that dial.
Boy, the 18's giving a big push to the 1.
He is. Trying to look for somewhere to go. Oh, looking for an opening. Might have to make a hole.
Kurt Busch 0 for 60 on restrictor plate tracks.
How about that Gilliland back there pushing that 18 car?
What impressed me right there was the 2 able to get a run and get to the outside of Kurt Busch. Shows you the strength of that 2 car.
He's strong, I know that.
Kyle Busch stepping out.
2 to go.
Uh-oh.
I just don't think he has enough help. Here comes McMurray back up the middle, and look at who's right there behind him. Chase Elliott.
Watch that 2 car come off a corner. Man, that thing accelerates. Watch it.
If it comes down to 2 cars side by side, I like the car on the outside. The inside car is held by the yellow line. The outside car can do the side draft getaway.
That was a great block by the 2. Keselowski didn't know that big run was coming from the 18.
And here comes Harvick way down on the bottom trying to come into play.
That 18 just gave the 2 the shot he needed. Got him in the lead.
Now, can somebody get formed up here as we are coming to the white flag to get a run? I'm going to imagine the 18 is going to back up.
Don't forget that 35 car. David Gillen running
Don't forget
third.
the 3 car.
The white flag waves. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Holy smoly.
Payne to the bottom, trying to get something going. No help.
Kurt Busch just had a big moment, lost a lot of momentum.
He's going
There
up
goes Chase
high.
Elliott to the middle.
He's going to get a run here. Here comes the 3 car going to try to give the 18
Chase
a push.
Elliott breaks out of the pack up to 4th place.
Yeah,
Trying to
but
get
he
tight.
didn't get clear. He need to get up in front of that 1 car. I just don't think anybody's going to be able to get enough momentum to get a big enough push to get by this 2. This is the best thing going to happen to him, was them getting side by side behind him.
Just remember where the start-finish line is.
That's right. It's not in the middle of the tri-oval.
Big run
Keselowski,
coming from the 18. Oh, the 3
Kyle
stepped
Busch,
out.
Dillon. Kyle Busch and Dillon side trouble. Car hard in the wall. 2 of them. Keselowski to the line. Caution had waved, with Keselowski the leader, and crashing are Harvick, Allmendinger, Stenhouse, Truex, Labonte, and everybody else.
Good job today, Brad. That was you, man. Managing that.
I don't know how to explain this. I've never seen anything like this ever.
Bumper cars.
I've never seen
200
anything.
miles per hour.
I don't know how to explain it.
Similar to yesterday, caution flies in the last 1,000 feet of the race. The field is frozen at the moment of caution, but Brad Keselowski clearly was out ahead of the pack.
Yeah.
And will be the winner.
Any way you cut it, the 2 was the leader.
Upper left is the caution light. This is synced up with the video to establish the moment of caution into the tri-oval. Contact between Truex and Allmendinger, and then Cole Witt turns Kevin Harvick up and into the wall, and Stenhouse and Allmendinger. Witt slides along and crashes with Truex. Caution is out. Race is effectively over. Exit of pit road. 400 feet maybe from the start finish line, and there's your finish. Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon 3rd, Chase Elliott 4th, Jamie McMurray 5th.
Wow.
Well,
all drivers involved in the crash have exited their cars, and they are okay. Brad Keselowski taking home the checkered flag, is today's Sunoco fueling victory.
Not too often you see a burnout with debris thrown all around.
looks like a
That's not from your car.
Looks like a demolition derby.
It really does.
Looks like one of the short track demolition derbies. But that was the guy to beat. I mean, when he got out front, no one could do anything with him.
Yeah, you got to give him a lot of credit, him and his spotter, for doing such a great job getting a run and getting by the 41 to get out front, and then blocking Kyle Busch there at the end.
A wild finish at the world's fastest junkyard. Brad Keselowski, Roger Penske, and Ford win it. Have a look at the 38, bottom of your screen, the black car behind the 4 of Kevin Harvick. He and Cole Witt go for the same hole. Witt turns into the 4 of Kevin Harvick. That gets Stenhouse. The 47 of A.J. Allmendinger piles in. And with his 19th victory, Brad Keselowski is the man in victory lane. Jamie Little.
It is a beer bath in victory lane. A day that was carnage for so many led to victory for one man, Brad Keselowski. And I think, Brad, you're the only one with a car in perfect condition at this point. Describe today's race from your seat.
Well, I didn't have a great frame to see what happened to everyone else. The guys at Team Penske gave me a great Miller Lite Ford, and this Fusion was on. And that's one of the tickets to staying out of the wrecks at Talladega is if you can stay up front. You got a great shot of not getting wrecked, but this number 2, man, you know, Daytona didn't go the way we wanted to go, Jamie. We thought we were going to be better than that, and we just didn't show the speed in the 500. And the guys went to work, and they brought me a really strong car here for Talladega. So I'm so proud of everybody at Team Penske, and be back in victory lane, 2 wins this year, and we feel like we can get a lot more. We're growing as a team, had a lot of changes at Team Penske, and this feels really good, really good.
Brad, all day long, everybody was restarting on the inside. That final restart, you decided to start on the outside. What did you see there that you knew would work for you?
I didn't. You know, the last 3 or 4 restarts before the high lane, you know, as a leader, it's really a lot out of your control. You need the cars behind you to push, and a couple of them they did, a couple of them they didn't. You know, it's just part of racing. There's nobody at fault with that, and we kind of lost the lead, actually, and we got a better run. Jay McMurray behind me gave me a great push, and then Kyle Busch gave me a push that was big to clear the 41, and without those 2, I couldn't make it to the front, so thank you to them. But it's Talladega, and this is my 4th win here. I never thought I'd ever win at Talladega 4 times, and I'm super pumped. This is awesome.
It was all about you and your spotter and all about energy. That was the key word for Brad Keselowski, who wins his 2nd race of this season, Vince.
Typical Talladega finish. Kyle Busch 2nd. I know it's not the spot you wanted, but how do you describe what was going on there at the end to try to get to where you wanted?
There's some moves that you made that were just lucky, and you know, just trying to get through some of the holes that were there and that were forming, and guys bumping and banging each other, pushing all around and everything, and trying to get the most out of what we had with our Skittles Camry. You know, 2nd's not bad. I think the quota of 3 cars almost on their lids today is a little high, but it's racing.
Thanks, Kyle.
After 10 races, Brad Keselowski joins a few other drivers with 2 victories. So we've had just 6 different winners as you look at the race to get to the chase, the final 10 races of the season, 16 advance, and you win, you get in. With Kyle, Carl, Jimmy, Brad Keselowski, there's Harvick and Hamlin each with a win. Meanwhile, the pole sitter, the rookie 20-year-old Chase Elliott, led the first 13 laps, somehow survived. He's standing by with Matt Yoakum.
What an impressive day for Chase Elliott from the pole, finishing 4th. How did you need to have that final lap develop differently so you can make a better move?
That's a good question. I don't know, man. I thought we were pretty lucky to get where we got to. I didn't do a very good job those prior 2 restarts. Never really got in a really good spot, but guys brought a really fast snappy Chevy, and had a great qualifying effort. Obviously, really proud of that. But you know, we tried there at the end, just didn't have enough momentum to get to those guys.
You wanted to learn off of Daytona. What stood out to you most today about your education with stricter plate racing with the Cup car?
Just trying to finish. I mean, you can't have a good day unless you finish. So I think it was just trying to focus in on that a little bit. Obviously, it got really wild, and for us, we tried to keep that in mind and just try to make it at the end.
Thanks, Chase.
Thanks.
Yeah, and Kevin Harvick ran right near the front for most of this race, but it just got crazy out there those last 50 laps. What'd you see?
Landon Castle tried to cause a wreck for last 40 laps, and he finally got one there at the end. It was just unfortunate for our Busch Trophy can Chevrolet that we didn't get to finish. We got shuffled out there, and pretty big wreck there at the end. But all in all, you know, it was an okay day. We led some laps, ran up front, and just got shuffled out when the 20, and I don't remember who else got tangled up, and then we got back there and got racing where we didn't need to be racing and got crashed. But I guess it still finished, so it's just tore up.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris?
All right, thank you. And who was first on the restart, won by 1/10 of a second. The lowest he was 27th, polishing up his Ford as he puts Ford in victory lane for the second time this year. We'll have more live from Alabama in a moment. One of the hardest hitting races we've seen all season, where the track hit back. It was a thrill ride that Brad Keselowski survived for his second win of the season. By the way, A.J. Allmendinger released from the care center. You saw him shaken up moments ago. We counted, of the 40 cars in this race, 33 of them involved in a crash of some kind. These are the winners through 10 races. You see the double winners that we talked about. Austin Dillon in the 3-car wound up third, and Vince is standing by with him.
Austin Dillon finishes third. You had a look at it there at the finish. What was the difference ultimately?
Oh, man, I don't know. Probably the 15 pit stops that we went through. I'm so proud of our Dow and Telefresh guys. They worked their butts off. We had 15 pit stops today, and what we've been really focused on going forward is trying not to panic. And no one panicked. They did their jobs. They fixed the car. And, man, what a run to the finish. Our car probably wasn't good enough to really win the race. Hooked to my back bumper and pushed me all the way through 3 and 4, so I had that run off of 4, tried to use it. But those clean cars are just too good for us there at the end. But I want to thank Chevrolet, American Ethanol, Dow. It's been so much fun this year, and to come home with a finish like this, and so much work today put into this car, and it was wrecked, and we finished third, so I'm just proud of these guys.
Unbelievable amount of damage, but Austin Dillon somehow brings it home third.
Exciting finish for many, including Jamie McMurray in the 1 car. Did you need to have Larson, your teammate, up helping to make a better push to the front?
Well, I mean, you don't really know what you need when you get to the end of these. It's kind of every man for himself. And the 18 gave me some really good pushes. It was just I kept getting stalled out, and I would have done the same thing. But all in all, a really good day for our McDonald's Chevy. We had some adversity and got torn up along with the 3 car, and it's crazy at this type of racing how you're not as dependent on. The team did a really good job fighting back and fixing that, so pretty happy.
You look at your racing resume, you've got some plate wins on there. And you had a funny conversation with rookie Ryan Blaney just about the ups and downs of plate racing.
Well, we were leaning against the cars, and I told him, he said I kind of got lucky there, you know, we were talking about it, and I said, let me tell you something. He said, I've never been on the bad end of getting caught up in the wreck, and I said, well, you just wait, because I said it goes in spurts, and you get to have about 2 years of racing where you can't finish one of these, so take it today and be happy with it. That's cool.
Fifth place finish for Jamie McMurray.
Very much, Matt. Wow, we had 8 different wrecks involving 33 of the 40 cars. Lead changes and the most leaders that we have had in any. We're just glad it's over.
Well, a couple of other bright spots. Ty Dillon brought Tony Stewart's car home in 7th. Clint Boyer 8th. Good run for them. Landon Castle ended up at the top of the dozen. So did Michael Waltrip. So many contenders and so much carnage.
Well, there's a reason why this is one of the fan favorites. You know, the racing is wild and crazy and 3 wide, but the wrecks are big and wild and crazy as well. Thank goodness for safety, though, that NASCAR's implemented, because everyone has walked away from these horrific-looking crashes. Now, on the driver's side, not their favorite type of racing to be in, but boy, is it entertaining. I mean, we're up here trying to catch our breath, but I got to give a lot of credit to Brad Keselowski. I thought he did an excellent job, not only how he maintained the lead, but getting the lead back when he lost it from Kurt Busch there towards the end.
And Darrell, the way this race played out validated Tony Stewart's decision before we even came here. I'm going to start the race, and then I'm going to get out of the car, let my back heal. Everybody else have at it.
It's almost like he had a crystal ball, because we set a record today. 4 big ones, not just one big one. I think we had 4 big ones, and Tony must have known something, because he could easily have been in one of those wrecks, and that might have been the
driver in there. Ty Dillon, excellent job. That's going to help them get in the top 30 in points.
It sure did.
That's right. Quite a day, Chris.
And we're not done yet, gentlemen. Moments ago, Joey Logano, you know the history with him and Matt Kenseth. Kenseth, again, wrecking and saying Joey bumped him out of the line. This is him saying and warning Logano after the race moments ago. You can interpret what he's saying when the finger is pointed in the direction of Joey Logano. And this was earlier with 15 to go. Kenseth was bumped out of line. Then when he got back in, he was involved in the wreck with Danica Patrick, blaming Joey Logano for that. Remember last year he had the suspension, exacting a little revenge on him. And Chris Neville is standing by right now with Joey Logano.
Well, Joey Logano right at the front for most of today, but Joey, 2 hard hits, 2 days in a row. Good to see you're okay. But I did see Matt Kenseth say a couple things to you as he was leaving. What'd Matt say?
Nah, not much. Just, you know, it's unfortunate. We had a pretty decent car. I wouldn't say it's the fastest car out there. It took us all day to get towards the front, but we positioned ourselves well at the end there. I guess it was around 20 to go up there in the front row and actually up there in the lead. So I was proud of what our Shell Pennzoil team did. We worked hard all day, just unfortunately didn't end up as well as we'd like to. 2 days in a row, a couple big hits. So can't wait to get out of this place.
Thanks, Joey.
Now, I remember we're going to Kansas next week, where Joey Logano and Matt Kenseth have a history. And this was the last lap when Brad Keselowski won. We counted 8 cars involved in this crash. And again, from all the reports from those in the care center, the drivers are okay. Danica Patrick, who was shaken up, was 4th at one point in this race, but Chris Neville caught up with her.
And Danica Patrick released from the infield care center. Danica, that was a really hard hit with the infield or inside wall. You okay?
I mean, I'm okay. I got an x-ray, so that was a concern. But just, you know, taking a deep breath and hit my foot pretty hard, hit my arm pretty hard. I've hit the inside wall. You know, these races are just, I get running close and I get pushing, but like the 95 was drilling me, like turning it sideways every time. I mean, it's just, there's a high likelihood that he could take himself out doing it. So I'm all about bumping and pushing and being close, but I think that when you hit people with a certain amount of momentum, it's a problem. So, you know, I can't quite remember exactly what started it, but I know I got drilled from behind and turned sideways, and hello wall.
Good to see you're okay. Thanks, Danica.
And she was referring to Michael McDowell in the 95. Speaking of hello wall, A.J. Allmendinger, as we mentioned in the end here in the 47 car, released from the care center and said to be okay as you can be. And here he looks like he's in a lot of pain, but after the grueling 500-mile race run at a frantic pace, it was a survival of the fittest, and the fastest was Brad Keselowski. We'll have more on Fox in a moment. Back here live, and the unofficial results from the Geico 500, and it was a good time to have insurance. Brad Keselowski, his fourth career win here, the most of any track for him. Remember, his first career victory came here. Kurt Busch now 0 for 61 in his career in restrictor plate races. Michael Waltrip, nice save on a spin early, wound up 12th, running in this his 60th Talladega race. Jimmy Johnson wound up 22nd, followed by Matt Kenseth and Danica Patrick and Joey Logano. And rounding out, Chris Buescher barreling through the air, one of many cars he involved in crashes, wound up 37th. Dale Earnhardt Jr. did not finish. Same issue at the Daytona 500 for the driver of the 88. Tonight on Fox, Bob's Burgers, The Simpsons, and America Country Countdown, the award show, 2-hour special for that award show. On FS1, we hope you join us for Victory Lane. That's midnight Eastern, 9 Pacific. You'll hear more from Brad Keselowski. He'll join us from that Victory Lane to celebrate. And next week, FS1, Under the Lights. In fact, 3 of the next 4 races are under the lights. Jimmy Johnson won the race last year, but Joey Logano won 2 of the last Kansas races. And, of course, had that notorious incident with Matt Kenseth. And we want to say thanks to Jack Simmons for all his work over the year. We're going to miss you. You've been here from day one on Fox Sports, and we appreciate that. I'm Chris Myers. Thanks for watching NASCAR on Fox.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoy today's broadcast.